So much, Leah. And yes, throughout the morning we've actually been speaking to various role players that affect the arts industry in one way or another. We spoke to someone who will be participating in BASA's conference this evening, and they'll be talking more about how the arts industry is affecting business for the better. It's helping with the profitability and productivity of businesses. We also spoke to someone from the Southern Guild, and that's an organization that invests a lot of time and money towards the furthering on the advancement of the arts industry in the country. Well, we are talking about this mainly because there's a launch that's happening tomorrow, and it is of the Museum of African Design. Now, this is the first of its kind. This is a museum that's solely and completely dedicated to African designers. I mean, if you can, I'm just going to try and move out of shot slightly so you can see just what I'm looking at this morning. It's a couch. This is what you can see behind the couch, a handmade couch there. You can see the frills. It's a piece of art. It's an artwork. And one of the guests said earlier that it's so layered, as is the nature of art in South Africa. It has a story to tell. You can see in the features, in every single stitch, it has a story to tell. Something about what we as South Africans can learn about ourselves, about our past, our present, and our future. And I think this is what is very key to the arts industry. It is high end in that it is exclusive. It's for the higher LSM, and majority of South Africans probably cannot afford to purchase one of these. I mean, my colleagues and I walked in this morning and we thought, sure, we're going to have to work quite a lot harder if we're going to afford any of these art pieces. But it's not just about making the purchase. It's about looking at the art piece, getting that inspiration, knowing a bit more about yourself as a South African and as a role player in the economy of this country, in the society of this country. So a whole range of topics are what are being discussed today, is what you look at when you look at these works of art. And I'm going to ask our cameraman just to zoom in one or two of the other art pieces. I know there's a bike behind me as well with very fine detail. It looks as if it could be some of the Zulu prints or the Ndebele prints that you can see on this bike. It's very layered as well. It's very innovative. This is something you can find in your home, standing up against the wall. You can mount it perhaps in your garden and just let your guests marvel at the creativity in South Africa. So let us also take a look now at the Southern Guild and their role in this museum. Joining me now is Julian McGowan. He's the director of this exhibition. And I spoke to your wife a little bit earlier, and she was very, very informative when it comes to the role of the Southern Guild in impacting the arts in South Africa. Perhaps you can tell us a bit about how you commissioned the art piece and what you had to say to them when you said, this is what we want you to make. What was the brief?
Well, every year we ask a group of designers, artists, architects, jewelers, fashion designers to produce a piece for our collection. We say go wild. The price point really doesn't matter. Use your imagination. Come up with something that you've always wanted to design. So, I mean, and that's what the designers have done. They come up with amazing pieces for us. They really let their imaginations flow, and the pieces kind of break the border between art and design.
Indeed, it's a nice fusion of the two. Can you tell us a bit about the developmental aspect of the Southern Guild? I know it's not just about showcasing these glamorous art pieces, but it is also about impacting the future of up-and-coming artists, isn't it? I mean, there's the awards that are taking place this weekend, for example.
Sure. With the awards, we recognize achievement. So we give awards to three of the top designers who have been doing amazing work for the year, and then we also we recognize, we reward people who need a little bit of a push. So we have an apprentice award, which is phenomenal. We place someone who's just come out of college with a top design company, and we fund that for a year. We look for someone who's got huge potential, who's just started with their career, and that's called the mentorship award. And then we also reward a manufacturer, so someone who's gone out of his way to work with designers, because often the bridge between design and manufacture isn't there, and we're hoping to kind of push that a little bit more.
Do you think there's an appetite in South Africa for works of art, for exclusive designs? I mean, we're not your Milan or other areas.
Sure.
Do you think there's that appetite?
I think there's an appetite, like there's an appetite for buying art, so that's been around for centuries. What, at this level, design is being pushed so the work that's in this collection will filter down to maybe some of the pieces in the designer's collection that are a little bit more affordable. And that way it's a little bit like couture fashion. So it's up at that top level and then slowly it filters down. So some of these ideas, although they're expensive, eventually you'll get a little bit of them on the street level.
And I think they're also aspirational goods.
Absolutely.
So it's something.
Yeah,
something you can.
for me. I'd love some of
for
them
me
too.
too. Yes, but thank you so much. I think it's inspiring as well, just to see the individual stories behind every piece of the artwork. Well, we'll leave it there for now. We are, of course, at the Museum of African Design, so we're talking everything art and everything design. More in just a moment. Stay with us.